I came home early. Yeah. That's on me, I guess. Had this whole idea. Sneak in. Set up some candles. Chill music. Her favorite cake. Cheap wine with the cork she hates. You know. Something simple. Something hers. Birthday's not a big deal to her. But I wanted it to feel like one. I had this dumb smile on my face. Still holding the balloons in one hand. Cake box in the other. Keys between my teeth. Door clicked open. And the first thing I thought was, weird. Lights are on. Second thing. Wait. Is that music? Not hers. His. Some slow crap with fake saxophones. Definitely not on her playlist. Then I heard it. A laugh. Not mine. Not hers either. At least not the way she laughs with me. I called her name. Nothing. Walked in slow. You know that feeling. When your feet move but your gut's already screaming. I turned the corner. Looked down the hall. Bedroom door wide open. And I swear, I just stopped breathing. I saw them. Sheets half off. Her leg wrapped around him like it belonged there. His hand on her waist. Her mouth. Jesus. Her mouth on his neck. I didn't say a word. Just dropped the cake. Boom. Hit the tile. Frosting went everywhere. Red and white mess across the floor. She jumped. Pulled away. Sheets up to her chest. Like that fixed anything. And you know what she said? She looked right at me and said, "What are you doing here?" Like I ruined something. I just stood there. Balloons still floating behind me. Feeling like the punchline to a joke I didn't hear coming. Then the guy turned his head. And it was him. My best friend. From college. The one I'd helped move last month. The one I told everything to. Yeah. Him. I didn't punch him. Don't ask me why. I just stood there. Watching him grab his pants. His shirt. Trying not to look me in the eye. She didn't say sorry. Not once. She said, "You weren't supposed to be here. We agreed on tonight." I said, "What?" And she went quiet. Real quiet. He finally spoke. Said, "Man. I didn't know how to tell you." I laughed. I actually laughed. Not because it was funny. But because it felt so insane. I thought I was dreaming. Like maybe I fell asleep in the car with the cake still on my lap. I asked, "How long?" She said, "A few months." He said, 6. They didn't even agree on the lie. I sat on the floor. Next to the cake. Still leaking onto my shoes. I didn't yell. I didn't throw anything. I just asked one question. Why? She looked tired. Like I was the one who did this. She said, "You stopped looking at me. You were always busy. You made me feel like I didn't exist." And maybe she was right. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I wasn't perfect. But this wasn't the way. He stood in the corner, holding his belt like a kid in detention. I looked at him. Said, "Get out." He left fast. Didn't even put on socks. She sat on the edge of the bed, wrapped in a sheet, crying without tears. I got up, walked to the door, turned around once, said, "You killed it." Then I left. First night I slept in my car. Just parked in front of the lake. Left the windows cracked. Cold air helped me stay awake. Couldn't stop replaying it. Her face. His hands. The way she sounded when she saw me. Not scared. Not ashamed. Just annoyed. Next morning I called my brother. Told him what happened. He was quiet for a bit. Then said, "I'm not surprised." Those 3 words. Not surprised. Hit harder than anything else. I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "I saw them once. At that sushi place on Lincoln. Thought it was weird. But figured maybe you were running late." I asked, "When?" He said, Maybe 2 months ago. I didn't want to stir stuff up. Figured it wasn't my business. Not his business. I hung up on him. Didn't answer when he called back. I sat in the car for an hour. Just staring at the dash. Trying to remember all the nights she came home late. All the times she said, "I'm just grabbing a drink with friends. You wouldn't know them." I started making a list. People we both knew. People she was close to. People I trusted. People who might have known. The list got long fast. I texted 3 of them. Just asked, "Did you know? About her? About him?" One of them replied. Just said, "I'm so sorry. I didn't know how to tell you." And right there, I realized something. They all knew. Maybe not details. Maybe not the whole truth. But they knew enough. And not one of them said a damn word. Day 4. I stopped crying. Something flipped. Like a switch. Pain turned into ice. I went back to the house. She wasn't there. Left a note on the counter. Some half-assed apology. 3 lines. No emotion. I threw it in the sink. Turned on the water. Watched the ink bleed. Then I opened my laptop. Searched everything. How to file for divorce. How to freeze joint accounts. How to kick someone off a lease. Then I went deeper. Dug into his socials. His work. His girlfriend. Yeah. He had a girlfriend. Madison. I'd met her once. Briefly. At some birthday dinner. She seemed sweet. Not the type to get dragged into this kind of thing. I found her on Instagram. Sent a message. "Hey. I'm sorry to do this. But I think we need to talk." No response. For 2 hours. Then she replied. I knew something was off. We met for coffee the next morning. She looked wrecked. No makeup. Hoodie. Shaking hands. I told her everything. Showed her the texts. The photos. The date. The cake on the floor. She didn't say much. Just nodded. Then opened her phone. Showed me messages. From him. To her. Saying he was working late. Traveling. Not feeling well. He lied to both of us. Played both of us. She asked, "What do we do now?" I didn't have an answer. But I knew this. I wasn't letting him walk away clean. Not anymore. We didn't plan it. Not really. It started with, "Let's get drinks. Just talk. Process. Vent." But there was a look in her eyes. The same one I saw in the mirror. Something broken. But sharp. She said, "He always made me feel like I was the one chasing. Like I should be grateful. For his half-love." I said, "Same." We sat there for hours. Just listing the lies. Times. Dates. Places. Matching them up like a sick little puzzle. We built a timeline. Then she asked, "Do you want to tell everyone?" I paused. Then said, "No. I want them to tell each other." So we waited. 2 days. Just enough. Then I sent him a text. "Hey. We need to talk. It's important." Same time. She sent her a message. "You deserve to know everything. Come to this address. Tonight. Alone." We rented a tiny Airbnb. Empty room. Just 2 chairs. 2 phones recording. They both showed up. 10 minutes apart. When they walked in. And saw each other. You could feel the air rip. She looked at him. He looked at her. Then both looked at us. I said, "Surprise." He said my name. Slow. Like it tasted bitter. She didn't say anything. Just stared. And Madison. She just sat down. "Calm," she said. "You lied to me. To both of us. For months. Maybe longer." His voice cracked. "It wasn't like that," I said. "It was exactly like that." Then we hit play. Our voices. telling our stories, the timelines, the photos, the truth. They listened, and for once, they had nothing left to say. The next morning, I woke up and felt nothing. No rush, no relief. Just flat. I checked my phone. Nothing from her. Nothing from him. Good. I thought it would feel better. Thought I'd feel free. Clean. Something. But mostly I felt tired. Madison texted. Said, "Thank you." And also, "I can't stop shaking." I said, "Same." We met once more. Not to plan. Just to breathe. She said, "I don't know what to do now." I said, "Me either." She asked, "Do you still love her?" I didn't answer right away. Then I said, "I don't even know who she is." She nodded. Said, "I don't think he ever loved anyone. Just liked being wanted." We sat in silence. It wasn't awkward. Just real. After that, we stopped texting. Not angry. Just done. I went back to the house. Hers now. Technically. It was quiet. Emptier than before. Some of her things were gone. Some weren't. She left a photo on the fridge. Us. Smiling. I took it down. Put it in a drawer. Locked it. Called a lawyer. Started the paperwork. People at work asked if I was okay. I said yeah. I lied. My brother called again. Said sorry again. I didn't say anything. Because honestly, I wasn't ready to forgive anyone. Not them. Not myself. 3 weeks later, she texted. Just said, "Can we talk?" I stared at the screen for a while. Hands still. Heart not racing. Just cold. I replied. "When?" She said. "Tonight. Your place. I won't stay long." I cleaned the apartment. Not for her. For me. For space. She showed up at 8. Same hoodie. Different eyes. I opened the door. Stepped aside. She walked in slow. Like a stranger in a museum of her old life. She looked around. Said, "You changed things." I said, "Yeah. You did too." She didn't sit. Just stood near the table. She said, "I'm sorry." First time I heard it. But it felt too late. Like a match dropped on ashes. I nodded. Waited. She said, "It wasn't just about you. Or him. It was me. I broke. And I broke everything around me. Because I didn't know how to say, 'I'm lost.'" I said, "You didn't have to burn it down." She looked at the floor. Then up at me. "I still love you," she said. Quiet. Shaking. I didn't answer. She asked, "Is there a version of this where we try again?" I looked at her. Really looked. And for the first time, I saw the full story in her face. Not just the hurt she caused, but the cracks inside. I said, "I don't hate you. But no. There's no version of this where we survive." She left without another word. Just nodded. And closed the door behind her. I didn't follow. Didn't look out the window. Just sat down. Finally still. It didn't feel like winning. Didn't feel like losing either. Just quiet. The kind I hadn't felt in months. I cleaned the table. Washed 2 mugs. Put one away. Kept the other out. Don't know why. Maybe just to remember what it felt like. To share. I got up the next day. Made eggs. Read the news. Paid bills. Life. Just life. No drama. No pretending. People still asked, "What happened?" I just say, "We grew apart." No one really wants the real version. I walk more now. Headphones in. Hands in jacket pockets. Nothing to rush for. No one to check on. But I'm breathing. And some days, I look in the mirror. And don't flinch. That's enough. Sometimes, I still think of her. Not with hate. Not with longing. Just memory. What she was. What I was. What we burned. And now. It's done. The end.